Good evening, everybody. Dan Nichols coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm at home. Just kissed Ava goodnight, and I'm excited to be with you. Thanks for taking time out of your busy life to be with me tonight. I thought I would start with maybe one of the first songs I ever remember writing. I was at the time playing with a band called the Olskies, and we had a great time. And the guys in the band really helped me connect with my silly part of myself and encouraged it. And I learned to love to make them laugh in rehearsals and certainly when we played. And back in the days of the Olskies, this was probably at the time, one of our most popular songs. And one of my first efforts in trying to write a song. And I just dusted it off earlier this afternoon and thought I would sing it to get things going. I'm playing on a guitar that is the Stella Harmony. Mom and Dad, Mom found this and another guitar at a garage sale. And I think Mom got both guitars for $25. And this was the guitar I learned to play chords on, like E minor, G, A, C, and D. And my friend from high school, David Brainerd, taught me to play. And once I learned those chords, it was all over. I was ready, and I began. So this song is called Things to Do Today, and I hope you enjoy it. Get up at 2 a.m. and I wander downstairs, pour myself a glass of juice and run my hand through my hair, staring out the window, drifting into space. And I noticed lately that these actors have become a commonplace. And it's time for me to change my crazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Time for me to change my hazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Yesterday I got up at 4 a.m. and I mowed the yard, I washed my car, worked out on the home gym, took a shower in the bird bath, put a feather in my hair, took a tricycle ride by the riverside and the fish began to stare. And it's time for me to change my crazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Time for me to change my hazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Well, I'd go to work, but I don't have a job, and that suits me just fine. Cause my hair's too long, my eyes are too red, and the clothes I wear, they aren't mine. I'm still trying to find the answer to the question I'm living in. But bankruptcy and lose a turn is coming up again and again. And it's time for me to change my crazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Time for me to change my hazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Yeah. Well, I'm right back where I started. Still got my glass of juice. Am I only dreaming or am I wrapped up like a staring out the window? I still ain't got nothing to do. Well, am I just a bored dude with a bad case of deja vu? And it's time for me to change my crazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on and forget about it all for a while. Time for me to change my hazy lifestyle. Time for me to move on, skip on down another mile. Things to do today. Probably maybe like 90, 91 maybe? I think like 90. Anyway, I had a great time writing that song. And I got the title for the song because I was writing on some of my mom's stationery. And at the top of it, it was a grocery list stationery set, and it said, Things to Do Today. All right. Well, let's check in from folks that are listening. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your life to do this. Thank you, David Nung, for the affirmation of the archival selection. Appreciate it. All right. Big shout out especially to David Nung and Joseph Nung, who helped me with technology the last 24 hours. Turned out that we had issues here on the technical side, not having to do with computers, but actually with the modem. So we got it fixed, and I'm here with you in the studio, feeling grateful and a little bit awkward, but that's pretty much every day for me. The next song I want to sing for you is a song that I wrote with my daughter Ava, who's now 12. At the time she was 8, and we were right in here, right behind me, right back there by the light. And Alicia at dinner the night before, two or three nights before, had been talking about going to temple and being a member at a synagogue, and what does that mean in today's world, and praying, and what does it mean when you're not feeling it, and having doubts and questions. And it was a cool conversation about faith and God and prayer practice. I couldn't get the conversation out of my head, and a couple days later I was still thinking about it, and I was sitting in here playing guitar, making a racket, and Ava came in and said, what's going on? Because I had pedals all over the floor. I was playing with an electric guitar. I was playing. And I said, I got this idea for a song based on what Mom was talking about, and I think there's something there. Do you want to help me? And then she said, sure. And she helped me write this song. And I want to dedicate it to anybody tonight who is having your own questions about God and faith and doubt and belief and membership and what all those things might mean, especially as we head into Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Cantor Ellen Dreskin was the one that taught me that Yisrael is a future tense verb meaning one who will struggle. It's future tense, one who will struggle with God. So being Jewish, it kind of comes with the territory. All right. This is I Believe. Give it to me straight now, give me shelter. I used to be a heavyweight, now just a welter. Something inside of me feels all funky. I believe that I'm addicted. I believe that I'm a junkie. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe the children are our future. I believe in Ashton Kutcher. And I believe in Barack Obama. I like your dad, but I love your mama. Yes, I do. Her name's Alicia. I don't know if I believe in a God above, but I believe in you and me, and I believe in love. I don't know if I believe in a God above, but I believe in you and me, and I believe in love. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Amen. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Amen. And I believe in rock and roll. No, 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 no. Strap on some hearing aids when I get old. Are you listening to me? Hear me now and believe me later. I'm a beefsteak tomato, I'm a sexy potato. And I believe I ate too much last night. These skinny jeans look good on me, but they're just too freaking tight. I don't know if I believe in a God above, and I believe in you and me, and I believe in love. I don't know if I believe in a God above, but I believe in you and me, and I believe in love. Time to count things. Time to count things. Time to count, time to count, time to count, time to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good girls will go to heaven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Marilyn Monroe is up in heaven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good boys will go to heaven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Will Donald Trump be going to heaven? I can tell you right now that I hear Mark Nemec, the drummer in our band, and my friend saying, "Whoa, slow it down there, Tiger." But I've never played it that fast, and lately when I've been playing it, trying to pocket, I've been feeling like it's just getting stale, because there's lots of empty space between the lyrics, especially when it's just a solo thing and not with the band to fill it out. So I was experimenting. Last week was open house at Ava's school, Ligon Middle School. She's in the 7th grade. And in her math teacher's classroom is a giant poster above the whiteboard. And it says, "In this classroom, mistakes are expected, respected, inspected, and corrected." And I was like, I can work with that. So I want to make a poster in here, in the studio, that says, "In this space," in this space, mistakes are expected, respected, inspected, and corrected, because I feel like when I kind of go off the reservation and try things, experimentation, there's, happy accidents like Billy Jonas talks about. So I appreciate you guys commenting and sharing stuff. Mom shared something, but I lost the track of it, so I'll have to read it later. Mom, you said something. And as soon as I saw it was you, Mom, I was like, oh no, my guilty conscience came up. I was like, oh, I must have done something wrong. All right. Well, we broke the ice with a couple of feisty little tunes. And someone asked specifically for me to sing this song, somebody who has been having a hard time with health, and they even told me that someone else was having a hard time with their health, and that this song helped them feel better. And so I would like to sing it. I don't remember who it was. I didn't write it down. But this song, I guess while I get myself set up, this song, the reason I wrote this song was because I was studying with 7th and 8th graders. Yeah, I was supposed to be leading a group of 7th and 8th graders in discussion of what does it mean to be in some way like God, B'Tselem Elohim. And this program called Madrachim was born at Temple Shir Shalom in Detroit, Michigan. Born, I think, by Rabbi Daniel Schwartz, not Daniel, but Daniel, the older Schwartz, and Rabbi Michael Moskowitz. And I started going and doing their retreats probably 96 or 97. And this song was born out of me and sitting with 7th and 8th graders talking about what does it mean to be like God. And this was one of the first songs that taught me that when I'll speak for myself, that when I study a topic, I get inspired to create art. And the more I create art, the more I want to study. So this was a wow moment in my life, artistically and also just as a person engaged with the world. This is B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 We all got a life to live. We all got a gift to give. Just open your heart and let it out. We all got a piece to bring. We all got a song to sing. Just open your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. We all got a tale to tell. We all want to speak it well. Just open your heart and let it out. We all got a mountain to climb. We all got a truth to find. Just open your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes us b'tselem Elohim. Reshit bara Elohim. Reshit bara Bereshit bara Elohim, all our hopes, all our dreams, Bereshit bara Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim, Bereshit bara Elohim, all our hopes, all our dreams, Bereshit bara Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. How about them apples? I do, as I'm singing and I'm looking kind of at the screen a little bit, but also trying to stay in my lane and focus on my work. I'm seeing a few little comments here and there, and I appreciate the support, y'all. It makes me feel really good. This guitar is the Nagoya. Nagoya is a name of a town in Japan. It's an industrial city known for factories and manufacturing. And there's not too much information about the Nagoya N40 online that I have found, and I have looked for a while. My dad and I went down to the pawn shops of Raleigh, probably I was probably 15 years old, so this was, anyway, it was in the 80s. The end of the last century. And I had that harmony, but at the time the neck needed a reset and the action was really, really high and it was getting hard to play, and I was starting to get kind of decent at playing. And so Dad and I were like, let's go pawn shopping. So one morning we got up and we probably went to Hardee's and grabbed an egg and cheese biscuit and then headed on down south of town. I think it was like South Wilmington. At any rate, we went to the pawn shop and this guitar was hanging. It had 5 strings on it. One of the tuning pegs was broken off and missing. And I was like, what is that? And I got it down, and even though it was missing a bunch of strings and beat to hell, can you see all those scratches and dings and dunks? The body shape really intrigued me, and I was like, I don't know anything about guitar, but I'm interested. And then I plucked a few notes and kind of tuned it up as best I could and played it. I was like, Dad, this is it. They wanted $75 for the guitar, and then they didn't have a case that would fit it. So they knocked the price down to $65. I love this guitar, and I wanted to sing a song for you, at least one, with this guitar. And I've had a lot of work done on it to keep it sounding sweet and tasty, and I recently had a bunch of adjustments done by Hanson and Crawford Stringed Instrument Repair in Durham, North Carolina. I don't care where you live, you should bring your guitars to Hanson and Crawford to have them work on them, because they're incredibly lovely human beings, and they're really great with their work. And I've just come to love supporting them and having them help me with my guitars. So this song I want to play for you, I wrote on this guitar, probably, I don't know, 95 or 96. I was living in Nashville. Alicia and I were not yet married, but we were a couple, and we had had some huge fight. And at the end of it, things wound down and she went to bed. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was still fuming. And I can remember sitting on the edge of the bed, looking at her sleeping so peacefully. And like she had let it go. She had moved on. She had released. And I was still holding on to it. And I was a mess. And as I do when I feel that way, there are a lot of things I could do. But what I end up doing is grabbing my guitar and playing it out, singing it out, whatever it is, because that's my therapy. It's how I take care of myself. And this song was born out of that moment of seeing her and seeing myself in our relationship and wondering where we were headed. And probably the next day or that week, I brought the song to Mason Cooper, the guy I started the band 18 with. And he said, I think there's something there. And I think this is not just a relationship song between a man and a woman or two people in love, whoever they are, but maybe between human beings and God. And so that's where we went. And I'd say this is one of the first Jewish songs that I ever tried to write. And it's especially dedicated to Jody Kaufman, who over the summer, right in August, I was on vacation and you posted something really beautiful about this song and what it means to you, and I still owe you a phone call. If I turned away, would you wait for me? And if I sometimes stray, would you set me free? If I were to doubt you, would you still believe in me? And if I saw the truth, would you somehow help me see? My heart's filled with questions that my head can't answer. Still with my reservations, I find you're always there. When I'm tiptoeing backward like a faithless dancer, without hesitation, I find you're always there. If I spoke to you, would you try to hear the secrets lost inside of me and all my deepest fears? My heart's filled with questions that my head can't answer. Still with my reservations, I find you're always there. When I'm tiptoeing backward like a faithless dancer, without hesitation, I find you're always there. Oh, 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 my doubt, your love, cold hands, warm touch, closed mind, open heart, last chance, new start. My heart's filled with questions that my head can't answer. Still with my reservations, I find you're always there. When I'm tiptoeing backward like a faithless dancer, without hesitation, I find you're always there. If I were to doubt you. Oh, that one. It's a thing to sit by myself in this room. I mean, I know you're there through the the phone and all, but it's quite a thing to sit here in this space and play a tune like that. Daddy gets the feelies. Well, I think we're kind of about halfway through. It's 9:27 by my mark, and one of the things I wanted to do with the back half is play some new stuff that I've been working on over the course of the summer. Things that I feel good about for a whole lot of reasons. But since we're kind of at the halfway mark, I wanted to ask you to visit a website for me. Check it out. It's a way that you could support some people and also get a kind of more of my story and the story of my friend Doug Passon. Doug Passon and I met at summer camp at Goldman Union Camp in Zionsville, Indiana, probably 1986, I think. We were both from Indianapolis, but we didn't have the same crew going to Indianapolis Hebrew congregation. I didn't meet him until we were counselors together with Ralph Magrish in Cabin 15. Any rate, Doug, for a lot of years, was a federal public defender and a filmmaker. And in probably 2011, I decided to go to the Deep South to celebrate Sukkot in communities, different communities in the Deep South, Jewish communities, each night of Sukkot. And I asked Doug if he would bring a camera along and archive this experience. And it became a documentary that went way beyond what small little goals I had, which was just to archive Mark and Nathan and I playing music together every night in somebody's backyard, under a sukkah over Sukkot. It became something much different. The film that we made together is called Road to Eden. And if you go to roadtoedentour.com, roadtoedentour.com, all proceeds from now through Sukkot, 100% go to help the victims who have suffered through Harvey and Irma. And Doug let me know this. He wanted me to tell you, and I'm happy to do so. So hopefully, in doing this, you could see a new film, maybe new for you. Buy the DVD or rent it. There's an incredible study guide that goes along with the film, and that's a gem. That study guide is a gem. A lot of people are missing that, and so check it out. The study guide is for sale as well, and 100% of the proceeds go to help folks that have suffered through Harvey and Irma. So I wanted to let you know about that. Now, I've been working on something for a while, and I learned this from Pete Seeger. I never met Pete Seeger, but I learned this from him, that sometimes it's not whether a song is good or bad, but what is it you want to do with the song? What's it good for? Truthfully, I still don't have my answer for this song, but I definitely wanted to sing it. I'm still working on where to play it, and I'm still writing verses to it, and I thought I would premiere a couple of new verses that I'm working on as well tonight. I don't think this is a song for the dining hall at any of the camps I've ever visited. I don't think that it's a sermon and song on a Friday night in that spot where people ask me sometimes to sing a song and talk a little bit about a theme. I did play this song this last spring in Ann Arbor at Rabbi Josh Winston's congregation, and it was received favorably. I haven't played it anywhere else. I think that Lexi Hallman, our cantorial soloist at Temple Beth Or in Raleigh, has played it at a couple of protests. I think it lives there. And it's just me in the studio, and I'm playing it. It's a song called Get to Work, and I wrote it the morning after the election, as I found myself increasingly stunned and upset with the outcome, and decided to do what I do when I'm upset, which is sit with a guitar and sing out my feelings. And this came out like a shotgun blast of emotion, and that's how I'm going to sing it. So this is Get to Work. You will not offend me if you decide to cut the feed now because you can't or will not tolerate this song. I get it. There are lots of opinions, but this is mine. When a man who's running the country is dangerous, and there's too many people saying there's no place for us, it's time to get to work. When the leader of the free world grabs women by the crotch, and the women who voted for him feel no need for this to stop, it's time to get to work. When 1% is riding on the backs of 99, and the middle of the country slides deeper in decline, it's time to get to work. Get close, get uncomfortable, tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get close, get uncomfortable, tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get to work. When 1 in 3 black boys will see prison one day, and a man who's black gets shot in the back because he runs away, it's time to get to work. When a man running for president is endorsed by the KKK, and we show up to the voting booth and elect him anyway, it's time to get to work. Until black lives matter as much as white, and a woman's choice is a sacred right, it's time to get to work. Get close, get uncomfortable, tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get close, get uncomfortable, tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get to work. When people don't feel safe walking around this town, cause they talk a little too different or their skin's a little too brown, it's time to get to work. When the war on drugs has fueled the fire of slavery's rebirth, we incarcerate more people than anywhere on earth, it's time to get to work. When we're all getting fatter and dumber by the day, and we opiate ourselves to make the feelings go away, it's time to get to work. When our country starts to crumble from the values we reject, and the road to our recovery is littered with neglect, it's time to get to work. While the president leads with psychopathy and lies, the sick keep getting sicker and healthcare slowly dies, it's time to get to work. Get to work. Get close, get uncomfortable, get to work. Tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get to work. Get close, get uncomfortable, get to work. Tell a new story and hold on to hope. Slavery has only changed. The terms are different, the tune is the same. In a world turned upside down, emancipate us from this clown. This is our country too, red, white, and black and blue. Every Muslim, Christian, Jew, don't let a bully take that from you. Get close, get uncomfortable, get to work. Tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get to work, get close, get uncomfortable, get to work. Tell a new story and hold on to hope. Get to work. Get to work. Get to work. Over the summer, I've been reading this book that Ron Klotz sent me called Dylan Goes Electric. And as I've been reading the book over summer vacation, I was also listening to Dylan's early recordings, first couple of albums. So I had this soundtrack going as I was contextualizing what was going on for Dylan creatively, and I guess also in a performance sense, as this is the story of Dylan at the Newport Folk Festival when he went electric and lots of people were upset. And something about his early songs, someone was talking about it and making a criticism or a judgment of what he was singing and how he was singing it, particularly the how. And I looked earlier for the quote in the book, I could not find it. But it was something to the effect of Dylan speaking about some of his songs, that they're not supposed to be easy to listen to. They're not supposed to be pretty little melodies and bedtime tunes for you to slip softly and soothe your soul, but they're supposed to arouse and stir. And I suppose for me that this last piece, this Get to Work, is a venting of sorts, and it's also trying to bring me to myself, speaking my own truth to, hey, there's a lot of problems with the world. It's not just about who's the president, but there's problems in the world and you can do something about them. And that refrain, get close, get uncomfortable, tell a new story, and hold on to hope, that's not my idea. That idea is, I took that from Brian Stevenson, who wrote a book called Just Mercy. And he sees that the way forward for our country in terms of telling, building a new narrative for our country in terms of black and white relations, but also Native American relations. And we're a complicated country. And the history is there, regardless of whether we're willing to talk about it or not. And his point is that we have to get close. We have to get proximate. Because when you're close to other people, it forces you into community, whether you want it or not. And that closeness, powerful things can happen. And anyone who goes to Jewish summer camp knows the reality of that. From being in a cabin with 14 boys or girls, to being crammed at the dinner table at a meal, or sitting next to your best friend with your arms wrapped around each other singing your favorite song. Proximity is key. That's it, get close. And then we also have to be willing to get uncomfortable, do things that make ourselves uncomfortable. We have to be willing to tell a new story, have a new narrative, and we have to, in his words, tether ourselves to hope, hold on to hope. If we put those four things together, it's Brian Stevenson's view that that's a way out for our country, for all people in this country, to find a way to a place where it's a better world. And I was inspired by that. I think it's prophetic language, and my camp experience, my educational experience at Temple Beth Or and at Indianapolis Hebrew Congregation has taught me to pay attention to that. So that's where that song comes from. There's a lot going on there. I welcome comments about how to use that song. Or any comments, really, to be honest. I don't need to qualify them. Whatever you want to say, I can take it. All right. Well, I wanted to put that right in the middle so that we have time to get into it and then also time to come back out of it. Because I remember hearing from Ellen Dreskin once. She said, certain songs, you can't just play the song and then drop the mic and walk away. You have to figure, what are you going to do next? What's after that? What's the next song you sing? And that's where I'm at right now, you know? Just trying to think about what to do there. I have an idea. Yeah. Several years ago, I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the Road of Shalom congregation. And I was using the restroom in the men's room, thankfully, the men's room. And after I finished, I was washing hands and then drying hands. And on top of the paper towel dispenser was a sign in a clear acrylic sign holder. And it said, the sign said, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. You'll be who you've always been. It's like, that is amazing. I want to share this right now with someone. I don't know who. So before I even thought about anything, I did check the bathroom. I was all by myself in the bathroom, so I got out my phone and I took a picture of the sign. And that still wasn't enough. I wanted to share it. So I was like, who will take this call right now? Who can I call and talk to about this? And I was like, my dad. My dad will take this call, I think. So I rang my dad, and my luck had it, he answered. Dad, I'm in the men's room at Road of Shalom Congregation in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and on top of the towel dispenser, there is a sign that says, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. You'll be who you've always been. I'm like, Dad, I'm very inspired right now, Dad. And I remember he said, I'm going to let you go now. So we hung up, and months went by, and I forgot about the sign. And then I got a new phone, and I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I was transferring data from the old phone to the new phone. And there was that picture from the bathroom. Like, oh my. Like, that's a song right there. So I Googled the phrase, and I found out that some people think that Mark Twain said this first. Other people give credit to Tony Robbins. And one woman gives credit to her personal trainer, Cheryl. Regardless of from where it comes, it's a great line heading into high holidays. And I dedicate this to everybody who's looking to turn back towards themselves, to their best self. This song is especially for you. And my eternal gratitude to Road of Shalom Congregation of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Rabbi Sharon Henry, Rabbi Aaron Bisno, Molly May. I appreciate you guys and for being a source of constant inspiration. This is where you've always gone. When hope is hiding her face and you're half an inch away from the world, when all you feel's out of place and the flag of your fixation's unfurled, it's a fine line between a groove and a rut, the blink of an eye between an amputation and a paper cut. If you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got, and you'll be who you've always been. You go where you've always gone. Now your heart's on injured reserve for ruminating on what's over and done, in the search for what you thought you deserved. You're left behind while everyone else moves on. It's a fine line between a groove and a rut, the blink of an eye between an amputation and a paper cut. If you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got, and you'll be who you've always been. You go where you've always gone. If you do what you've always done, you get what you always got, and you'll be who you've always been. You go where you've always gone. It's a fine line, the blink of an eye, and you're never gonna know if you're never gonna try. If you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got, and you'll be who you've always been. You go where you've always gone. If you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got, and you'll be who you've always been. You go where you've always gone. If you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got, and you'll be who you've always been. You go where you've always gone. All right, then. That was fun to write. I think I must have spent an hour on the guitar that day just going... until finally... Oh, I remember a lot of that. In this space, mistakes will be expected, respected, inspected, and corrected. All right, with our 12 minutes left of something, I want to share with you a couple brand new tunes. While I'm tuning, I'll tell you a little bit about them. Speaking my truth, the more I pray, the more questions I have about what it means to do well. And I remember hearing that, you know, prayer practice is just like any kind of practice. It's like doing yoga or learning how to swing a golf club the way you want, or shooting a basketball with the right follow through instead of like this, David Nung. You know, this is how I used to shoot until David Nung told me, no, you do. This is what you do. Anyway, it's a practice, and in order to be comfortable and proficient in it, you have to practice. That all being said, I think what I'm struggling with is I keep looking hard, trying to be connected to the presence of God in my life, and it's while I sing religious music and I have a religious practice, my life is full of doubt, chock full of doubt and wonder. And I've given myself permission. I think I've just given myself permission that that's okay. So, let's see. And I'm not trying to change anybody else's mind by saying that. It's just how I feel. And I think part of this harmony and unison experience is to share a little bit about what, you know, artists are feeling about what either the songs they're singing or what's going on in their life. And so that's going on in my life. And as much doubt and like healthy irreverence that I'm willing to put out there with a song like I Believe, which takes the idea of belief and just plays with it like a toy, I also find myself in prayer fiercely committed to trying to connect with myself, with my people, and my God. And that's for me, that's why I pray, are for those three things. And I bumped into a couple of texts this last year that really hit me. And this one, yeah, I guess we're doing it now. We are. I think it's here. Yeah. I need these. I use finger picks when I finger pick often because Kenny Chasen did when I was 14 years old. I had not yet been playing guitar, and he played for us almost every night when we were in Cabin 17. He was our counselor. And when I started playing, I was like, well, I need to get finger picks because that's what Kenny does. Almost there. So, when I was in Michigan this last May in Ann Arbor, Saturday morning services, I'm sitting right next to Rabbi Josh Winston. It's almost time for Baruch Hu, and I turn the page, and I'm with him. It's my job to be helping. I'm serving as the Shliach Tzibur, the service leader, along with them. And I see this little tiny print at the bottom of the page, a quote by Helen Keller, and as I'm reading it, I burst into tears. I'm sitting in front of 25 people. So when I got myself together in that instant, I said, okay, I got to come back to that later. And these words are by Helen Keller. Got to imagine what was going on with her to have this kind of fierce faith. I believe that God's in me. 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 The light in my darkness, the voice in my silence. I believe that God's in me. I believe that God's in me. His sun's in the color and fragrance of a flower. I believe that God's in me. I believe that God's in me. His sun's in the color and fragrance of a flower. I believe that God's in me. I believe that God's in me. His sun's in the color and fragrance of a flower. I believe that God's in me. I believe that God's in me. His sun's in the color and fragrance of a flower. The light in my darkness, the voice in my silence. Yeah, that's Helen Keller. I realized something as I was singing it. I've never verbalized this before, but I've thought about it many times since I've sung it, especially this summer. I think I sing that song because I'm hoping if I keep singing those words, then that will become my reality. And there are times when it's not. Yeah. The final tune I want to do for you comes with a story. I was at the Valley Temple in Cincinnati, Ohio, technically Wyoming, Ohio. And it was a Saturday night kind of coffee house that we've been doing there for years. It's lovely, but it's an adult event. And after I was done, I remember in the evening I had included the Harry Chapin song I love to play and sing called Flowers Are Red. And there is a line in the song about there's so many colors in a rainbow, so many colors in the morning sun, so many colors in a flower, and I see every one. And I had sung that, and after the evening was done, I packed up my guitar, and a woman who was very pleasant demeanor, but I didn't know her. She came up to me and she said, "I have rainbows in my eyes." And it took me a second, and I said, I'm sorry, it sounded like you said you have rainbows in your eyes. Yes, that's what I said. I have rainbows in my eyes. So I must have looked at her in a way like, say more, please, because I'm a little uncomfortable. She said, I had surgery on my eyes, and the nature of the surgery makes it so that when I see any light come into my eyes, it creates rainbows. And I see rainbows, and I wanted to tell you that. And either she said, or I dreamed later, what would it be like? I think she said, what would it be like if we all had rainbows in our eyes? And this is my prayer, that somehow, in some way, we could. Thank you very much to Stacy and to Beth. Thank you to Harmony and Unison and all the other artists who've come before me and will go after me to create this space, this safe space for people to share their art. I'm honored to be a part of this, and it was a gift. And maybe we'll do it again sometime. Shana Tova Umituka. I hope it's a great year and a very sweet one for you. And may there be just lots of love in your life, everywhere you go. This is Love is Love is Love. Whatever you are, whatever I am, we are more than woman or man. I met a girl in Ohio. She told me she had rainbows in her eyes. Rainbows in our eyes, we'd see where love resides. Rainbows in our eyes, the color multiplies when love is love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. There is a light shining through us. We are kaleidoscopes of hope. Helps us all to see what love can truly be. A gift to set us free, pure and holy. And I see you right beside me. There's never been another one like you. Do you see me right beside you, holding on to this spinning arc of green and blue, where love is love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. Did you know there was a Hebrew blessing for a rainbow? For seeing a rainbow? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Zocher habrit v'ne'eman ivrito v'kayam b'mamaro. In the end and in the beginning, faithful love and love is love. Love is love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. Whatever you are, whatever I am, we are more than woman or man. Lila Tov, hope to sing with you soon. Thank you.